(2023) Mother Gaia, third dimensional planet, ascending into fourth dimensional collective consciousness. Azor,
Grand Rising Captain.
can you give me the update on third dimensional planet Gaia?
Yes, Christo, with pleasure. Gaia 3D currently is under critical condition. It seems there is a large amount of humans that have forgotten who they are, causing confusion, division and war driven by fear.
Thank you, Azor. Before we head down to Gaia, can you give me any information about the 3D world, as it's been a while since I've been there?
Sure, the 3D Gaia. We will face much resistance from negative polarity beings as a dual plane. Karma and Dharma are in effect. There is free will. It will be wise to protect our energy and hold love.
Alright, thank you, Azor. Sounds like we have quite the task at our hands. But that's why we're here, and that's why we've been called upon in the Galactic Federation to go down to planet Gaia, the 3D realm. Alright, Azor, let's get ourselves ready to go. Let's hit the time portal and make sure we land in the present day, Mother Gaia, third dimension. Whoa, oopsies. Yeah, not that one. Okay, let's try this one. Maybe this is the portal. Oh yeah, Azor, this is a little too far in the future. I think we need to kind of go back a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Modern day Earth.
Captain Christo, as we approach, I will prepare our guest suite on the mothership for the souls we hold space for. Oh, and Captain, I will be sure to leave plenty of storage for earthly food delights to take for our travels.
Oh my gosh, Azor, you never fail to make me laugh. You know those earthly delights? That good old food of earth. Absolutely gotta have that food of earth. Thank you, Azor. Alright. It is time. It's time to make our way down to 3D Gaia. To hold space, show love, compassion, bridge the conscious collective, and help provide knowledge and wisdom and tools so fellow souls can remember who they are, live in a unified mind state with a harmonious being, with holistic, conscious practices and tools that they may access efficiently and quantumly.
Welcome aboard. I am Azor. Please get cozy. Grab a tea, snacks or crystals as we prepare for a sacred light conversation. The sacred holding space is down the hall to the left. Wholeness, balanced love.
Hey yo, GoldenSun, paging in down on Mother Gaia. I'm up here in the ship in the hangar, and I'm having a hard time dealing with the energies and the frequencies up here. Do you have anything down there that can help me?
Yeah, I've got orgone pyramids, I've got orgone torus, I've got stickers, pendants, and I've also got a supplement called Ultimate Ormes that is a mineral supplement that expunges radiation.
Dope, man, look at you with your technologies. You're so awesome, man. Hey, Azor, do you mind opening up one of the portal gateways to teleport and transport one of GoldenSun's devices up here to help?
I will get on it, Captain Christo. Also, here is the debriefing of GoldenSun you asked for. Quentin GoldenSun is the independent owner of GoldenSun Orgone, uniquely crafting orgone and other EMF protection. Harmonic healing technologies for 5 years, infusing his physics studies into his device crafting for optimal energetics. GoldenSun is based in Toronto with a passion for bringing energetic wealth to lives on Gaia.
Son of GoldenSun Orgone. I make orgone energy devices, and what these do is they amplify the nearby life force energy, accumulate it, and broadcast it out. And another thing that they do is they ameliorate or transmute Wi-Fi radiation. It was first founded in the military to use for stealth technology, but now we're using it to absorb radiation and clear the energy and broadcast life force.
Welcome. Thank you, everybody that's going to be joining us today on this podcast. And I'm your host, Marcus Crystolite of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. And today on this podcast, Sacred Light Conversations, we are going to be talking about the focus of orgonite as well as other EMF and energy harmonizing technologies. And we have the pleasure of being joined by our wonderful guest and a wonderful brother of mine that I've connected with over the past 1.5 to 2 years now. And he is a crafter as well as independent entrepreneur and owner of his own orgonite and other EMF energy technologies. And his name is Quentin. He's based out of Toronto, Canada. And he does have an online Etsy that he does provide and serve out of. And he's going to be speaking with us today about the physics as well as the science and other wonderful benefits of how orgonite technology can benefit us in our everyday life and what it does for our healing process as well. So without further ado, I will gladly hand it on over to our good brother here, Quentin of GoldenSun Orgonite.
Thanks a lot, Brother Marcus. So I'm GoldenSun of GoldenSun Orgone. I've been making orgonite energy devices for about 5 years, applying the physics concepts. I got introduced to orgone through a brother named Sharon Gad. He's on a spiritual journey, and I decided to watch his journey because I resonated with a lot of what he said. He's a very intuitive, spiritual brother, and I urge you to check him out as well. So shared with me the orgone technology when I was having really hard time sleeping, staying asleep, nighttime insomnia, anxiety even. And it is just when I had moved out of like the suburb into the city, and I noticed my health deteriorating, despite my efforts for feeling healthy, working out, giving my body what it needs, fresh air, sunlight, nutrients, minerals, etc. I just found that I was just not in the same health state as I usually was when I was, out in the country. Just more of in that earth resonance vibration instead of that artificial messaging system that we use every day that interacts with our electromagnetic field. And so essentially what was shared with me was the shungite, and the shungite's amazing. It's one of the crystals we use in the orgonite to basically give a greater output, if you will. So the shungite rotates at 2.8 billion cycles per second, thanks to the Nancy Hopkins studies that were done. We know that, and we've tested it with our electromagnetic field meter against the Wi-Fi router. And so it takes about 4 seconds for it to millirate. And I've got the video on my GoldenSun Orgon page at the very top pin for you to watch if we don't share it here later. So basically, orgonite was founded, rediscovered really, by a man named Wilhelm Reich in, I think it was the 50s. And it was the study of basically the psychology of the sexuality of the body and mind for healing, essentially. And what he did was basically layer conductors and dielectrics 6 times. And because of certain physics effects that take place, it amplifies what is called the life force energy, okay? And this is a non-polar energy, and we'll get into what that means a little bit later, actually. So Wilhelm Reich rediscovered this technology, and scientists from all over came to study the technology and basically do experiments and stuff. Long story short, the FDA wasn't here for any of that because, as you know, the FDA creates the problem and tries to sell you a solution. Because they're in cohorts with, everybody, quote unquote, at the top. And so basically what it comes down to is it was rediscovered. Reich brought it out. Scientists came, witnessed the technology and how it was beneficial. And they eventually, one day, the FDA came out and they, seized him, put him in jail, burned his books. And the day before he was supposed to get out of prison, he passed away. So very, very peculiar events for something that should be introduced all over, something so great. And then we'll get into more of how it works and what it can do for you. But for now, let me introduce something really quickly I can share with you now. And basically, this should dissolve any of the inhibitions you may have, because I'm about to unlock something very key for you to digest. And this is what it is right here. Military use of orgonite material. So I'll read it out loud for those just listening. About a decade before orgonite was invented, so patented essentially, the U.S. military and others shortly after applied a very similar material to the exterior of a stealth aircraft, such as the F-117A Nighthawk. The material is known as radiation absorbent material, okay, or RAM for short, and it consists of epoxy, which is a dielectric, iron, which is a conductor, and quartz, which is an oscillating harmonizer that also gives a charge under pressure, and we'll talk about how that so you can really digest what's going on here, how that works. This scavenges and dissipates the EMR, electromagnetic radiation, to reduce radar signals, increasing stealthiness. And so y'all have seen the movies where you've got a submarine, right? You got a submarine scene, and you've got the radar, and you've got those little blips, dots everywhere. And that's essentially the sonar system. And so you send an electromagnetic waveform out, and then it comes back with the information, and that's how it works. And now I know where you're at. However, if your plane is coded in the technology, the orgone technology that dissipates EMR, it neutralizes the waveform on the spot, so you're not going to receive everything back, right? And so you don't know where I'm at. And that's a stealth type technology application. But how can we use that today? Well, I'll answer for you simply. You can put this stuff on your Wi-Fi router or your cell phone, because those are sending out EMR all day long. You can put one by your bedside. And this is going to help you get into that Schumann or earth resonance that's natural for our body to be in resonance with. And when we're in resonance with the earth, the cellular healing that is able to take place is phenomenal. And so you can heal so much faster with an orgone pyramid that is properly constructed. And so that's why I make them, essentially, is so that we can balance our electromagnetic field. We can feel healthy around, the technology that we perceivably need to use every day, a lot of the day. Am I right? So, I recommend for everyone a pyramid to start off, by the way. The pyramids are a symbol of clearing blockages in your life, and they're also a symbol of amplification. And GoldenSun Orgonite uses very specific geometric shapes, and I utilize them in a way that helps to give the energy signature a very clean type of energy. So this is based off of the 8-sided Giza. If you can see some of the divots right there and the ring light. And the reason it's 8-sided is because it's of, maybe you've heard of this before, the golden ratio. It's of the fractal biogeometric code that we're all encoded with. And so when you put this on the ground and it's already of the Schumann resonance, and it's coming into resonance with the Schumann resonance again, now you've got an amplification effect. And it's multiplying different physics concepts to get a high output of the energy effects that you want. And essentially what you want to do is layer conductors within this dielectric medium and have a charge flowing through it. And that's what creates that neutralization effect. So you've got the dielectric energy. Think of water. If you know about the Dr. Emoto water studies, you've got water attracting and holding energy. Now we've attracted and held the energy, and we've got to cleanse the energy. And so we're going to use the crystal's charge under pressure. Basically what happens is the resin pressurizes the crystal, and the crystal is going to send a charge all throughout those metals. And you can think of it like a rainstorm, okay? You can think of it like a rainstorm. And, excuse me, I was going to pull a slide out. But yeah, you can think of it like a rainstorm. And so what's the rainstorm going to do? It's a very cleansing type, balancing, life-giving energy. And so yeah, we'll add these slides here just to really cover the field here. So get ready to take some notes if you are interested. So yeah, this is what's happening. There's a hexagonal structure right there, which is a double tetrahedron, 2 triangles, and you pressurize them together. The pole splits in the center, and now you've got a plus and minus, and that's a charge, okay? And the charge wants to travel. There's the charge right there. Connection from the polar sides allow the spark to transfer because they want to equal out. There's many null zones in between the metals in the orgone. And this is very peculiar because when you have an electromagnetic null zone, so it's a space between all those metals there, essentially. There's essentially, almost infinite spaces in there, right? And what's going to happen is you have a link to what is all time because there's no vibrations, there's no linear time. So what do you have right there is what you have is gap energy. You have a key to the all, everything, and the no nothing, essentially, which is that center point where I drew that charge. So you got the vacuum tube, which is the electromagnetic null zone in there, with the anode cathode, which is the plates in between. You got the charge in between there. And when you add your intention to what is all time, it manifests at a greater rate, a much greater rate. So much so that it's basically causing what you would say is, miracles or magic or whatever. So, and then since we're here already, for anybody who's a little more adapted to this, it's capacitance energy. And capacitance is the doorway to the divine, which is what I just said behind that. There's no vibrations, there's no cycle per second, thus no seconds, thus no linear time, or what is all time. So since everything is conceived in darkness, or the void, or, the nothing, orgone provides a link to the beginning and end of all time. So orgone is very powerful. And once more, if you have this DNA strand here, which is a seed level or a code or an image only type information, and you change the seed level information, well, all the DNA is doing is saying, hey, hologram, I need you to materialize this code into reality. And it says, okay, cool, I'll make a hologram. And then it creates an electromagnetic field. And then you have matter after that, essentially. So if you change the root nature of something, that's how heirloom or aboriginalizing GMO or, changes back to their original state. So that's why we've seen throughout the studies that they've done, that's why we've seen, the miracles and stuff, essentially. So that's a little breakdown of the physics of what's going on. So yeah, that's why you get better sleep. That's why there's vivid dreams. It's clearing the electromagnetic field all around you. So yeah, that's the orgone in a nutshell. So yeah, we have the pyramids, and I recommend them. There's a couple other devices as well I recommend. This is the torus. This is a donut-like circular shape that is basically a resemblance of the electromagnetic field. And here's another 2D shape of, this is a 3D, that would be a 2D, right? So these toruses have the focal center point right in the middle, whereas the pyramid's at the top. And these can be used for energy healing. This one's ready to plug into a frequency machine and zap away parasites and other bad energy. So if you need something powerful, you can get a pulse torus or a pyramid. And we also offer stickers. These are great for the back of your phone or your iPad, your computer, Wi-Fi router. Use them as a coaster, etc. So you just need the proximity of about 5 meters is usually the viewable change and everything. When we did the pumpkin study, I noticed the pumpkins would grow towards the orgone in the center, and the effective radius was about 5 meters, which lines up with the electromagnetic field test we've done that you will go and check on our page later if you are interested. But yeah, that's about the gist of it. If anybody has any questions, just let me know, and I will definitely be able to answer most of them, honestly. Oh, and just so you know, I'm running a for probably until the end of the month, I'm running a 50% off sale right now. 50% off sale, free shipping, and it comes with a little gift, which is just my little thank you for the trust in GoldenSun Orgon and what we do. Thank you for helping us continue this art form that is helping the planet, essentially, the people come back into balance. There's a really cool essentially experiment that happened with Don and Carol Croft. Check out the Don Croft Organize Africa movement. They made orgonite in Africa in the desert areas that they wanted to repopulate and have flourish, and it took about 10 years, and all of the foliage and the animals came back. It's really an amazing thing, and it's just what I said earlier. If you change the seed level of what is, then, you know, if you change the root nature, then it forms a hologram of the aboriginal state. So which, you know, is just linking back to God consciousness. So this stuff is really powerful, and it's very sad that it's been discredited for as long as it has been. The truth is just some people don't want to take a real honest look at themselves and let this come into their life. That's the cold hard truth. Is we'll stop there, that one, for now. So Christo, have you noticed anything since you got your pyramid with just like your energy every day? How have you been using it? I'm curious to know. I know you got a pyramid. It has copper up the angles. It's got the tensoring. It's got the torus. It's got all the crystal energies you'd want in it. So yeah, tell us about your experience, please, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, Christo, we'd love to hear about your experience if you have just a second, you know.
Absolutely. So I also want to say too, thank you for
my pleasure.
Sharing all that knowledge, all that information, and just really filling us all in on the basics and fundamentals of what Orgonite is. Because I'm sure a lot of us have heard about it, or we have been attracted to or purchased a pyramid before, but maybe didn't know the actual science behind it or what it was actually fully doing. And yeah, it's really wonderful, because when you then become more consciously aware, then you are able to more consciously utilize it, as in use it in different spaces around your home, use them for different purposes, such as maybe around your food, around your modems, around your technology, around your bedside, whatever it may be. And then you get the choice of different crystals to be amplified and different type of other ingredients that go in as well, like shungite powders and copper and gold flakes and other things like that. And they all have energetic and vibrational properties with their frequencies. So you add these all together, it becomes like a beautiful combination of tools to help you. And this is actually a beautiful example right here of the pyramid that Quentin was actually just touching on. So this pyramid, you guys can probably see, there is a layer of flower petals here on the bottom, and then there is a layer of amethyst. So if you're familiar with amethyst crystal, amethyst is purple typically. There's also other colors, but amethyst is a crystal that helps with transmutation. It helps with the crown chakra. It also helps with your connection to your higher consciousness or your creator or higher power. And it also helps you connect with like the angelic and psychic realms. So it's like a third eye crown chakra stone. And it really helps with all those things, as well as rejuvenating and cleansing your being through transmutation. It can also be kind of referenced as like the violet flame energy. So then you have another layer on top of that, and it's a blue crystal called lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is an ancient crystal that is known all the way back to about ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, and it was highly praised as a stone of spiritual and psychic protection, as well as a stone of communication and leadership, as well as your ability to be self-aware and to be able to be clear with your speech, communication, as well as transmitting of divine messages. So that is the next layer that you have on top of the amethyst, the lapis lazuli. So keep in mind, all these energies are getting blended and amplified together. And then you can see here all around, there's gold flakes. Gold is a very high vibrational and precious mineral on this planet. It may be actually one of the most precious metals, or minerals, I should say, on this planet, in the history of this planet. So it brings an amplification of high vibrations as well as balance as well. So then you have in this middle here, moss agate. Now moss agate, and there's many different agates. I'm sure you guys have seen agates of all sorts. There's probably like, I don't even know, maybe 100 different kinds of agates out there. But moss agate specifically helps you with your emotional healing, as well as your ability to have grounded emotions, and also helps you with compassion, as well as being able to tap into forgiveness type of energy. So you have all of those blended together within this pyramid. And then you can see here in each corner, you have spirals of copper. And copper's an amplifier. And then on the bottom, I'd actually love for you to explain the bottom if you don't mind, sure, brother man.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, so the bottom is the torus energy. So real quick, the pyramid emits energy, the 8-sided especially, all the bad energy would otherwise send out the bottom. Now, what I've done is I put a superconductor field right where that would come out, which is the tensor ring, because tensor ring flows a charge all the way through because of the structure and the tetrahedral structure, pressurizes, travels through, and the copper is very conductive. It's going to send that throughout. And I've added the torus to it, the magic mix torus. And so what's that going to do? That's going to dissipate and neutralize the electromagnetic field. It's going to neutralize the bad electromagnetic energy. And then I put a magnet on top of that because there's iron magnetite in there. So that's going to create a very strong electromagnetic null zone space, as well as pull the magnetite towards it. And so that's going to create a little more pressure, perceivably create more charge. And then we went ahead and threw some spheres for the legs, because all these geometries they play, they have their own frequency, they have their own energy signature, the way they broadcast the energy. And so that's the gist of it. And I also threw some very rare sacred dung beetles, some scarabs on there, and they're different colors, and they're a beautiful illumination of rebirth. So, pyramids, they're a symbol of clearing blockages, and then you can be reborn. That's the message with the art form right there, So if you see a pyramid that you're attracted to, it's likely because of, the crystals and the colors that are in it. And so, say for me, I'm really attracted to the lapis lazuli. And so I would be looking for, a lapis pyramid, essentially. And yeah, that's
Have you ever wondered why the solar plexus chakra is considered the powerhouse of our spiritual being? This energy center, also known as Manipura, is the third chakra, and it's located in the stomach area. It is responsible for our self-esteem, willpower, and ability to achieve our goals. When it's balanced, we feel confident, motivated, and ready to conquer the world. But what happens when it's blocked? Blockages in the solar plexus chakra can manifest as feelings of self-doubt, helplessness, and a lack of control over our lives. It's like trying to drive a car with the handbrake on. We're unable to move forward and reach our full potential. But fear not. for there are various strategies to heal and balance this vital energy center. One of these strategies is the solar plexus chakra diet. This diet focuses on incorporating yellow foods, such as bananas, sweet corn, and lemons, as well as whole grains and legumes into your meals. These foods are not only nourishing for your body, but they also stimulate and balance the solar plexus chakra. Another healing practice is the mudra, or hand gesture, associated with the solar plexus chakra. This mudra is performed by placing your hands in front of your stomach, slightly below your solar plexus. Then, join your fingers at the tops, all pointing away from you. Cross the thumbs and straighten the fingers. This is a symbol of personal power, and it's believed to promote confidence and inner peace. Crystals are also a great tool for healing the solar plexus chakra. Amber, tiger's eye, yellow calcite, and citrine are just a few examples of crystals that resonate with the solar plexus chakra. These crystals can be held during meditation, worn as jewelry, or placed on the body to help balance the chakra. In addition to these strategies, journaling can also be a powerful tool for solar plexus chakra healing. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you identify any blockages or imbalances in your chakra. It's also a great way to reflect on your personal growth and achievements. Finally, guided meditation can be an effective way to balance the solar plexus chakra. By visualizing a bright yellow light in your stomach area, you can stimulate the chakra and promote inner peace and confidence. To recap, the solar plexus chakra is vital for our self-esteem, motivation, and willpower. When it's blocked, we may feel self-doubt and a lack of control over our lives. However, strategies such as a specific diet, mudra, crystals, journaling, and guided meditation can help heal and balance this chakra. Join Marcus Christolite of Sacred Light, Healing and Wellness on April 27th at 3:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for an empowering solar plexus Zoom flow shop. Visit Sacred Light 33 as.me to book your spot now or find the link in the bio description. Don't miss this unique opportunity to bring healing balance to your solar plexus chakra and unlock your full potential.
Right there. And then in Christo's pyramid, it has the angles with copper conductors at the side, so all the charge that's created from the entire pyramid is flowing throughout the geometry there. And so that's essentially what you want to see when you're buying a pyramid, is does the charge that's going to be cleansing and healing flow throughout the entire geometry. But and one of the other things is these things right here. I'll show you what this is. And this is essentially what really started the movement, if you think about it. Because sometimes humanity doesn't really make a change until it's time to it doesn't make a change until it's almost too late, or you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really tell the shit's hit the fan until you smell something. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better word.
Yeah, definitely.
So here's the 5G tower. You guys have seen these all over everywhere, especially in places like hospitals, fire departments, kids' schools, places where a lot of people hang out. And it's perceived that these are cell phone communications towers. And if you do just a little bit of research, you're going to find out that that's not true. These are a reverse engineered military technology. Okay. I don't like these things. And, they're the cause of my ailment. One of the causes, the attributes to my ailment when I first moved out of the suburb into the city, because there's already so much electrosmog. These things are pure evil. They literally rotate oxygen molecules at 60k hertz, and what this does is it's the oxygen molecules spinning so fast that it cannot be absorbed by the hemoglobin in your blood. So they literally suffocate you. How cool is that? You know, their death orgone energy literally suffocates us. And then here's a slide of your phone. Your phone is emitting electromagnetic radiation, and look, you can see it there. The beach magnetite was conducted by the ferromagnetic receivers in your phone. So those towers are what got us started. You may have heard of the gifting movement, where you take a tower buster like this or something, and you put it within 8 feet of the tower. And so that's the military technology against the military technology. It's fire with fire again. So you use the stealth technology to block out the thing. And you know what? It's passive. It's not some guy. Respects, though, to the guy who found out about these things. And, you know, I mean, it's bad and good, so I'll look at it like that. He got a tank, and he knocked out 7 of these things, which is great candy for me. I think is very funny in a way, tragic in another way, of course. But it just shows you like how serious this is. That guy found out about this stuff. He's an intel guy. He's on the inside. He found out about it, whistleblowed, and he went and rolled up his own sleeves to do this so that we could maybe at least ponder about it for a little bit, you know, ask some questions, you know. And so yeah, we've placed thousands of orgone energy devices by these towers all over Phoenix area for about 500 miles, Tulsa, Oklahoma area for about 200. We've done Toronto for about 50 some odd miles, and all the stuff that we've sent out through y'all's support, etc., the movement, the way that things just kind of move energy wise. So thank you guys for your contribution, whether you sold something or you helped to sell something, you bought something, or you simply just shared the energy. Maybe you got a gift for somebody else. So just thank you from me to help us keep going with the movement, because I mean, it's the whole, not the whole world, but it's the perceivably higher up idiots, I'll say, they're making this hard for us. For what? Control. It's all about control. So yeah, let's take the control back into our hands. You know, GoldenSun Orgonite, we're on a mission over here, okay? We're on a mission to, you know, create better well-being and, you know, just neutralize that electromagnetic energy. And if you sleep by a pyramid, you may notice, on the first night even, that you're waking up feeling more rested, and more importantly, vivid dreams. Because vivid dreams means you got REM sleep, which is that low delta sleep, which is deep nocturnal sleep, which is massively healing because your body is flooded with chemical messengers that say, hey, it's time to heal, and it does it miraculously. So you could see now why the FDA wouldn't want any of these types of materials to be open on the market, because what does that do? It takes money out of their pockets. It takes money right out of their pockets, because they're trying to create a problem and then present a solution, which they've always done since day one. Anyway,
so I have a question for you.
That's the gist of it. Yeah, sure.
So my question to you is, what are some personal health benefits that you have seen either within yourself or from others from utilizing these type of technologies in their everyday health?
Well, I'm just gonna go straight over to testimonials land right here, and I'll read you some off. and see what they say. Let's see what we got here. Okay, most of this is like fast shipping, great product, and that they're loving the product. Yeah, a lot of them say the energy is palpable. I could feel the energy from inside the package. But yeah, so, you know, just going off of what I've heard from people and what I've seen for myself, I've seen, you know, people just change drastically. Like, I gave a pyramid because I was really hardcore into gifting, like at my own sacrifice for my own experimentation, though, at the same time. So it was not really a total sacrifice. It was more of an exchange. Anyway, I gave this girl a pyramid, and her boyfriend noticed. He's like, "What did you do to my girlfriend? She's happy now. Like, I've never seen her act this way." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I gave her a pyramid the other day. She must have slept really good, and she's just feeling good, bro. You know, it's just the type of energy. It's a spiritual type energy that's moving through her body now. You know, so she's gonna feel more alive, etc." And he was like, "Wow." Yeah, I hooked him up with some stuff too, and he's doing good. The other thing is, you know, that people notice they get vivid sleep, you know, waking up feeling more rested. What else here? I know there's been some body applications as well, but I've noticed most of the body application reviews is when they have the Ormes, which is the monatomic mineral supplement, and those have been oh, here's one. No, it's just about the dreams. Okay, yeah, I've already told you about that. Excuse me. Yeah, so the things they're saying, they're like, "Yeah, man, I had this bike injury, you know, on my thigh and my leg, and after I put the plasmatic Ormes Gans on there with a pain patch for about 15 minutes, I can bike for about 45 minutes, and I forget that I'm even injured. And that goes back to the aboriginalization effect. You know, it's uprooting the seed level information literally right there, and it's reinstalling the aboriginal, and so it is. And
wait,
yeah.
So what is Ormes and Gans?
Ormes is essentially the acronym for orbitally rearranged monoatomic single atom minerals. And so the body needs all these minerals to do processes, essentially, and fortify, etc. And so when you've got minerals in a single atom state, they're not conglomerate, that's easy to utilize and absorb, isn't it? It's a single atom. It literally goes right into the skin as well. So what we've seen is quick healing. We've tried it on the burns, we've tried it on wounds, people with the leg injuries, and more. So even battling what's the word here, emotional or something, or people call it autism. That's the symptom, or that's the label they give it. And you know, it's just a hypersensitivity with can't really talk on it too much, but you know, it's like a hypersensitivity with amped up reactions. Like, again, I can't really talk on it too much, so I'll just kind of back up and reverse. But there's a testimony that, you know, she said, yeah, like after, you know, a week or two of using this Ormes stuff, my children, age I think it's 4 and 6, they seem to really be stabilized, almost normalized. And she's like, yeah, so I'll be getting 3 more Ormes from you. You know, I'm gonna stock up a little bit, and so she did, and I trust that she's doing well. And the Ormes actually it's not just Ormes in my solution. It's called Ultimate Ormes because it's got Dr. Kesh's Gans in it. It was rediscovered in 2009, and you know, they studied it just like the rice stuff, and everything happened pretty much like the rice stuff, where people came across the groups, and then, you know, books were burned, shout-outs were made, and yeah, the Kesh Gans Foundation is amazing. I'll share a little slide actually on that, because it's quite amazing what it's done, you know. So I'll bust the slide out, and here's half the slide first actually, and then here's the whole slide. So use of GANs. So the CO2 GANs and the zinc and the copper GANs is a combination of the GANs that I use. So focuses on emotions, it focuses on the lymph system, so that's detoxification, and nervous system balancing emotions. That's the parasympathetic nervous system balancing. So that would help you get into more meditative, focused, etc. states. And if you look here at the bottom, radioactive contamination, prevent nuclear incident, you can literally use this stuff to detoxify radiation, okay? Like Hiroshima bomb radiation, maybe like crazy people radiation. And it's using for broken bones, skin infection. You see the bottom left right there, you know. Water purification, and that's the gist of the GANs. And then so I mix it with the Ormes, and it has really amazing effects. Whoops, didn't mean to do that.
So just real quick before we continue, could you briefly describe what Ormes is, and then briefly describe what GANs is, just so everybody has a clear picture of what these two things are?
Right. So the Ormes, and by the way, these are both made from salt and certain field effects, okay? So the Ormes, once again, orbitally rearranged monatomic elements. Think of it as like aloe vera concentrate. It's the manna, it's the shewbread, it's the communion, it's all that stuff, because it's a superconductor by nature, and it's going to link us to what is the highway of consciousness even more. It's going to help power up your libido, rejuvenate organ systems, and that's what it does. And so, we're just waiting for that prompt to move. And the GANs, oh, thank you, brother. The GANs is gases in a nanostate. It's also made by salt. You put the salt in a maggrav field, and the CO2 GANs manifests, okay? And basically, it's a sunlight. It's a small sun. It's a micro sun. It's a nano sun. So it's got its own magnetic gravitational field. And so when your body comes into resonance with that magnetic gravitational field, what happens? It remembers the aboriginal once again. It remembers it. And so what happens is essentially rejuvenation, restoration, healing, okay? It literally powers up the battery of the cell. You may have heard of it before. It's called the mitochondria. It's the ATP powerhouse, or, you know, energy cell powerhouse of the cell. So when you power up the cell and it's got enough energy to not only do a lot of processes, but also heal itself, clean, etc., man, you've got a life force powerhouse, do you not? So I hope that breaks it down. The Ormes is like minerals concentrate, and the GANs is like sunlight resonance that expunges the radiation and healing. So they're similar yet somewhat different. And it's hard, maybe even impossible, to find anybody else's product that has both of them in it, because I don't think anyone else does it. So yeah, the Ultimate Ormes, it's half off right now too. It's going to be half off. All this stuff's going to be half off until end of the month. So it's a great time to roll over to the GoldenSun Oregon page. You don't have to type any codes in. It's just set up for you. Free shipping, comes with a gift. Ships out next day via express. Let's go. So if you're ready to clear blockages in your life, amplify the good energy in your life, maybe you're willing to try something out. If you're desperate to try something out, I would try it out, because I was desperate and I found a solution. Because there was no solutions out there really. There was like this blue tech energy thing, and it was a device, you know, and it required charge, and it was an AI messaging device in its own, in a way. And so it's like, man, like, that's not true amelioration, you know? So that's the gist of it. I kind of want to talk about the water. There's a study. It was done. You may have heard of this by Dr. I think his name is Masaru Morimoto, but they call him Emoto. So what he did was he got 3 samples of water, set them aside, put some biomaterial in them, which was rice, and he told these children because children are very powerful spiritual energy. They really do have powerful spiritual energy. And so, one of the glasses got love vibration, the other one got hate vibration, and the other one got completely ignored. Okay. And what was found, if you do your own research, you'll see that the love one had shapes in it under a microscope that was hexagonal or organized. And the hate one was distorted. There was a lot of weird shapes, not organized energy. And the ignorance one actually had the worst signature, which just goes to show that, the loneliness is really bad, essentially. And it's better to get, I guess, just any sort of form of essentially what is love, because hate is the dual of love, and they are attached to each other in some way. But yeah, that's about it on that for now. Because what is the resin and what is your body? We're loaded with water as well, right? And so if you're in resonance with the love, euphoria type energy, that's in your field, then that's what you're going to be putting out more often. So yeah, there's the positive love test, as you can see most plainly, the hexagonal shapes, and you'll see in the distortion shapes, bottom left especially, even the middle one with the dot, distortion shape. Yeah, that just goes to show that emotions have a spin energy or a seed level energy that is portrayed in the water, because water does what? Holds and attracts energy until it is cleansed, right? And so what's happening with the rain system, when it goes up, it gets cleansed and ionized in that cloud, and that's the same thing that the orgone is essentially doing. It's being a cloud of cleansing energy and more, because we know it neutralizes electromagnetic waveforms, puts you into earth resonance, which is healing. So yeah, it's great stuff. If you just found out about Orgonite for the first time, congratulations on your new arrival, perhaps.
Definitely. Now, I have a question for you. So for those that are kind of just getting onto their Orgonite or EMF frequency protection journey, or say they happen and they kind of just are looking for what they find most beneficial for them in their everyday life, what do you recommend for someone to wear on their body throughout the day? What's your go-to when it comes to EMF protection, body jewelry, or whatever it may be, whether it's a bracelet, a pendant, shungite, different material?
Yeah, so I offer a couple pendant styles that are made of none other than the military mix that's used to dissipate, neutralize EMF radiation. And it's essentially like this, and it's just got a cord, and it just hooks on and hangs out right there in your aura sphere all day long. It's got, copper, shungite, epoxy, quartz. It's got the Gans. It's got the Ormes in it. It's got another application of the physics concept called graphene honey. So it's single chain carbon that gives an infinite charge in a biomedium. And so it's got a very prominent energy signature that balances the electromagnetic field, as we've tested with field test, water test, electromagnetic field test, etc. So there's a couple on there. There's one that is copper leafed, and it's very beautiful. There's a straight black one, and there's also one that has a brass stamp on it, just a circle, and it's supposed to represent the golden sun.
The golden sun.
Yep, and I make them all by hand with euphoric healing intention. I make all of them as I'm listening to dance music and just jonesing around and enjoying the creation. Yeah. It's just boots, you know, with a couple of womp, you know.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go.
Little Egypt lo-fi.
Yeah, sometimes I'll create two lo-fi, or sometimes I'll just do bird chirps, frequencies, and stuff like that. I used to create orgone out in the field when I lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I used to make it in the treehouse. I've made it out, in the desert. I love making it in the desert. So yeah, I've made orgonite everywhere just to kind of, you know, have a different experience about it, because I've tried to come against different perceivable creation blockages, and I'm just like, you know what, maybe if we just change the scenario, if we just change some of the variables here, we can come up with something new. And so that happens every time. Yeah. So the orgone energy is here now. And what's funny is if you would talk about this stuff back in the 60s, man, the FDA would be on your butt so fast. Like, it'd be so crazy. And they used to shut down, maybe some of you have seen the meme or whatever infographic of, you know, Etsy not allowing, it was 2008, 2009, Etsy not allowing orgonite energy devices to be sold because they're radiation products or something like that, which was misinformation. Trying to block essentially you from what is source energy resonance right there, you know. And of course we are the tech. However, it is very beneficial if you watched everything I just said and come into knowing that that is the truth. These things will really help you. And I just wanted to drop this one because I've been meaning to drop it for a minute. If you really, really want to get into the candy of what is the physics and the orgone energy, you're going to look up Mike's theory of everything, and it's the Bases Project YouTube. Let me just double check that. It's synthesis understanding the NA1, and it's Mike's theory of everything, and it's by the Bases Project.
Explain.
Right, yeah, the Bases Project, and they'll have a little like alien hand like this and whatnot on there, and it's a 2-hour long thing. I listened to the first hour of it and I already knew all that stuff. And the second hour is just mind-blowing crap. But yeah, Mike Emery is the head #1 physicist, cowboy, you know, monk, magician here now. And, you know, we've shared a lot of this stuff together, especially in what is called the Bubble Tech Facebook group. And you just, you know, shared the miracles that have happened and, you know, different ways to manifest the tech, etc. And so Mike Emery is the one that I found when I was like, you know what, we've got the shungite, it's great, we got the orgonite, it's great, but what is more? Isn't there more? How can we really just blow all of this crap way to the side, with the crap being electromagnetic waveform, negative form, and then what it is this bubble tech, and essentially it's taking, so remember the piezoelectric charge from the crystal that flows throughout this small charge, more charges accumulate, more charge accumulation, you got a stronger piece, essentially. So what if you were to add an electrical device to that, electrical current, like an amped up one, not just a quartz crystal? Well, that's what we did, and we used the Nikola Tesla technology, which is a frequency machine powered through a noble gas filter, essentially, and different effects happen with that. I'll share this. This is very important, honestly. The Nikola Tesla violet ray wand technology is one of the most healing technologies known to man, only precedented by the bubble tech itself. Let me just, there's a couple more slides. Here we go.
I was literally about to ask you about that. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's got to come up for sure. Okay, so here is the Tesla violet ray therapy right here. So I'm just going to read aloud to those, those listening. So there's 5 points here. It says increases oxygenation. And notice on the cells where it's creating O3, ozone, it readily breaks into O2, which is oxygen. So if you were to just put this violet ray wand and zap it in front of your nose, you're going to have a lot of increased oxygen. And everyone knows if you have a lot of increased oxygen, there's a lot of power there for healing the cells, etc. So, where's 2 at? It's in the center. Germs electrification. So it's an electrical antibiotic. So you have an open cut wound, you put that on there, bada bing, bada bang, bye-bye, bad bacteria. Number 3 is increased waste excretion. So it'll get rid of the CO2, lactic acid, ammonia. And that's what happens with more oxygen, essentially. 4 is analgesia, heat and electrical therapy. I've used this violet ray wand, which I'll actually show you just after this, on my back and neck to heal it. And I've been in 3 car accidents, 2 of them were almost fatal, and I've been in gymnastics and wrestling and a lot of injuries there. I've been doing Wing Chun, and dude, just the injuries I've overcome using the violet ray wand in cohorts with the Ormes and Orgonite tech. Dude, the healing is just, I don't even know what's better than it besides a hyperbaric, oxygen chamber adding pressure.
Can we take a moment to speak on that real quick? Is there a space for you to be able to just kind of fill people in on the type of process and the combination and routines that you were doing with these wonderful tools to heal your back and everything else?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll talk about the back thing. There's some sort of inference coming on. A little scratch. It's gone now, but when you were talking, I just want to let you know that was going on. Maybe you can be Anyway, so yeah, I'll talk about my back in just a minute here. No, I can come back to this. So the back thing is cool. Basic here, I gotta go to switch now. Go up to this. So basically what I would do is I would wake up and I would get this device, this violet ray wand device, okay? And here's the capacitors in here. And it's just a motherboard and it sends a frequency through here. And this is a noble gas, which is all the rings are full on the electron, so it will transfer the energy perfectly. And so let me turn it on. I don't need this anymore. Just a second here. So yeah, what this is gonna do is it's gonna send electrical current at that frequency through your body. And what happens is, the second I touch it to my back, it starts to loosen up. The pain starts to go away. And I even get a couple cracks right there. And what that's doing, the cracks is just, nitrogen being released with some stagnant energy. And yeah, you can heal a whole bunch of stuff. So essentially I would just do this 2 to 3 times a day for either that length of time or up to 8 minutes. And essentially what will happen is, it's probably annoying for the camera actually, but essentially what will happen is all of the effects of the aforementioned, those 5 effects, oxygenation, ammonia excretion, germs electrification, etc. I mean, the list really goes on. And so it took about, a year and a half to really get to a strong point where I really don't have to do too much rehabilitation, exercises, stretching, support. I'm still going to do that stuff. But yeah, stuff's really important to do at the beginning because it's going to help limber up and get your facilities back to that 100% point essentially. And so yeah, essentially what happened is, you know, I got some car accidents, and they would heal in that spot off of the bad beds I'd sleep on, or weird formations, or lack of sleep, whatever happened. And that place would just be sore all day, weeks at a time. Very painful. But I noticed after using the violet ray wand multiple times, it wouldn't go back to, you know, you wouldn't start here every day, you know, make progress, come back, make progress. You start here, you make progress, you make progress, you make progress, because there's healing going on at an exponential rate. So yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it. Get the violet ray wand and just try it out for yourself. It's phenomenally powerful. You can go on my link in my bio. I have the best violet ray wand for sale for you. It's made by Sam. He's a private custom guy, and they're the strongest on the market. They're 30 watts, or not the strongest on the market, but they're the strongest. They're way stronger than the 10 watts that you can only get on like Amazon for anywhere between 60 and 120. They're a third of the strength. Okay. This is the real Nikola Tesla remodel, essentially. And there's more powerful ones out there, and they're not so much for the body, they're customs for the orgone, because 30 watts is really all you need. And sometimes I like to use multiple wands on these pieces or in this room, and create an artificial hyperbaric chamber, without the pressure, of course. And it's just loaded with oxygen here. It feels like I'm outside in nature. I come to a point where I don't really even feel like I'm breathing anymore, because it's so effortless and I'm so oxygenated. Versus if you feel like you can't get a breath of fresh air, you know, the stagnant energy, maybe there's cigarette smoke everywhere, just toxic fumes, you know, like can't breathe, and that it's very taxing on the parasympathetic nervous system to be in those states of mind where I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Like it's really bad in and of itself. So the violet ray wand literally works miracles, and it's very similar to the gap energy, if not the same thing that I explained in the orgone, that was a link to what is all time.
Wow.
You're basically bubbling your body. You're using your orgone and bubbling your body when you're doing that. So hope all this is like clicking for you guys. And don't forget, you know, you're always welcome to ask questions, you know. I will entertain your questions. I will entertain your questions always. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, for everybody here that's live, feel free to drop questions down in the comments, and definitely answer them to the best of our abilities for you.
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh.
But yeah,
so
essentially, go ahead. Oh yeah, I was just saying, essentially, you want to get the orgone, put it around your fruit and water, by your Wi-Fi routers, your phones, cell phones, any of those emitting things, and you're covered, you know, at that point, right? So, and if you get a violet ray wand, then now you've really got something, because the charge amplification is just night and day. And literally, by the way, like when I bubble up one of these pieces with the violet ray wand, bubbling up means I'm touching the wand, adding a charge to the piece. You take a meter, you take one of those meters. Here, I'll even show you guys if I have a meter right here, because you will you will see something pretty wild. I'll explain what's happening. I'm not sure if it's available. We'll see if it's right there or not. It might work with this one. I don't know. I'm looking for the KT though. Yeah, there's the KT.
Very nice.
Okay.
I was actually about to ask you if you could do a test of some sort for us.
Yeah, I'll just show you a test real quick what happens. So this is the KT 401 air ion tester right here. And you just basically put your thumb up to it like this, and then it takes the reading off of here. And so it's reading, let's get you guys a reading so you can see that it's working. These are the amount of ions in my specific area. right now. So you can see it's working. Now watch what happens when I turn on the violet ray wand. When I turn on the violet ray wand and I bubble up this orgone device here. Just check this out for a second. Just check this out. And then I'll explain to you what I've basically said the whole time in different ways. Okay, and actually this is going to work best if I just kind of this. So I can use more hands. All right, so, and this might be hard to show you guys. You got the KT, holding it on the sensor. Let me get it up to there. You can clearly see it, right? Okay, get ready. I'm turning it on. What's happening, guys? What's happening? You see that?
That's awesome. So
what's happening?
It's like neutralizing.
I'll tell you what's happening. This device reads polarity, plus or minus, top or bottom, right? This is a non-polar device. You can't read non-polar device with polarity. So it's going top bottom, top bottom, top bottom, top bottom. Because it's trying to read something, but it's causing essentially what's a malfunction. So there you have it. Non-polar life.
Would you say in a way that is kind of like a physical representation of how it emits, basically like source 0 point energy field?
Yeah, that was a clear demonstration of how the KT picks up plus or minus only, and then once I've turned on, the scalar device, I'll say, or the orgone device, the readings top bottom in between linear time, which doesn't mean anything other than this is non-polar and not readable. And so it's just showing that, what if I did this right next to a 5G tower? Okay. Are you going to be getting hit with frequencies? Can you be even getting hit with frequencies? Well, the answer is no, because the electromagnetic field that this produces, is out of coherence, first of all, with that 5G tower and in what is, heavenly resonance, earth resonance, divine resonance, capacitance, discharge, life. So this is orgone on steroids, basically. So if you want to get some orgone and mess around and find out, that's great. And then when you really want to skyrocket, you just grab yourself a violet ray wand and add it to the orgone. Yep.
Wow. So with your violet ray wand, how often were you doing like a regimen throughout the day with the orms and the wand to really get some good results in the regeneration process?
All you need is about a minute in the morning and the minute before bed. And you just see lots of results from that. Now, if you want to do the 8 to 15 minute max and supplement your body with extra minerals as well, it'd be beneficial for the healing, right? Dude, you're going to see just fast up. And like I said, like the second you put this on your tense, sore, overworked muscles, the pain is alleviated. Nitrogen is released from pockets that were stagnant. It's no wonder that the medical industry doesn't use this, because they're not the medical industry. They're the commerce for profit industry.
Yep. Allegedly.
It is what it is, baby. It is what it is.
So wow,
here we have
that's so incredible. I got a couple of things for you.
Yep.
So, oh man, this is so beautiful. Thank you all of you that are here live on Facebook right now.
Yeah, please share this and spread the word if you can.
Absolutely. And like I said, guys, feel free to drop in the comments any questions you have. It could be about, a personal ailment that you have. It could be a mental fog that you're dealing with. It could be a ungrounded emotional state. It could be sleeping issues. If you have something that you're struggling with and you want to ask a question if any of these orgonite, tensor, or EMF protection harmonic energy devices could assist you, feel free to drop in the comments and we'll definitely help you to the best of our abilities.
I'd love to tell you how.
So what I was going to say was, so the ray wand, and you kind of said it in what you just stated, it can basically act as a pain relief as well, right?
Yep, that's one of the main features is topical analgesia, which means pain relief, essentially.
Wonderful. So in a sense, just to give people a kind of a big perspective of what I'm trying to articulate here is, so compared to the typical mainstream pain relief system, which would be, say, a heavy dose of Vicodin or something like that, pharmaceutical. So that typically, due to its resonance and frequency, is like very acidic and lower vibrational when it comes to its frequency. So
it manipulates the body.
And if we take that into our organic, crystalline human being body, it kind of doesn't exactly provide that bridge to providing a neutrality or healing vibration, so to say. So
and
we
it's
can
expensive.
Kind of say, yep. And then it kind of
temporary.
leaves you in this cycle, along with the risk of having a lot of side effects into your organs and your different glands and your bloodstream and your mental abilities, as well as a lot of other things. So you could go that route. But then you can go this route here that we're speaking on, where you use this wand, and due to its frequency, which is in the ultraviolet ray frequency spectrum, which is a tad bit higher than our typical human senses and human vibrational of what we can actually register. So with that being said, it's more of a crystalline, angelic, higher vibrational ray of light that's being brought into our energy field. So with that being said, this is something that is so higher vibrational that it's dissolving away and basically swallowing and bringing any lower vibrations that are not at that frequency to its level because of how potent and powerful and pure it is. So you think of violet, okay? You think of the violet ray wand. You could also say, look at the violet flame, metaphysically and symbolically, of what the violet flame is. Then you can look at the crystal amethyst and what amethyst is. So you think of all three of these things together, what do? They are of the violet ray frequency, and with that, due to its frequency being of heavenly like frequencies and vibrations, it automatically dissolves and brings anything that is lower than its vibration into its vibrational form through dissolving and transmutation. And this is why we see the violet flame, and why the violet ray in this type of device like the wand is able to do what it does on a cellular and biological level to our being. It dissolves and basically swallows and evaporates these bacteria and cancerous cells and other things that can't live and cannot exist within the frequencies of the UV.
You can't live in the field, It literally expunges the louche or bad or whatever connotation that's negative energy in your bioelectric field and expunges it. Mantak Chia talks about the violet flame purple healing energy a lot. If you want to dive in with him ever, he has a lot to teach you on that, honestly. Mantak Chia is a Chinese healer, essentially. Teaches you how to heal your body through practices, essentially. And so, yeah, the violet flame is very powerful, and that's why he talks about it all the time. Because the violet euphoric energy is not of the love and hate vibration realm. It's of more of the nirvana, super duper high realms, like above joy and stuff like that, you know, almost unfathomable to some people. It's like if you, for y'all people, or I can't put a label on this, but some people, after you take a quick shot of vodka or something, that feeling you get is similar to that, as far as something, you know, that most everyone has experienced, or say if you ran a marathon, like where you've really, you know, physically exerted yourself to that euphoric point. Surfers all the time, when they get pulled under, because it takes a lot of energy to get up on that board and get out there and stay warm in the water, etc., you know, and then they get held underwater for a long time. Dude, they're getting blasted with DMT stuff, you know, and that's why they have all those near-death experiences. Yeah, I forgot how I was going to excuse me, pardon my French. I was going to wrap that back up, excuse me on that. But yeah, the Violet Ray wand is a phenomenal device that pretty much everybody should have, and it's really great to add to high charge accumulation, full conduction, orgone, especially sacred geometry.
Yes, and so to kind of wrap up what I was saying too, with the comparison of, you know, like our typical traditional Western medicine compared to something like this, is that this is something that brings a gradual continuance of basically building your healing process and building your strengthening and your immunity as well. So like, you know, you take a pharmaceutical, it's not exactly giving you immunity. It's not helping regenerate you. It's not helping rewire your neurons and your cells and other things. So compared to that, where you're taking the violet ray treatment, you're then able to start actually rejuvenating and regenerating and uplifting to bring the type of frequencies, the type of energetic light that they need in order to be able to properly function, as well as be nurtured and brought back to actual balance and care. And that is something that happens more often when we take holistic approaches to our healing, is we actually create a gradual regeneration and rebridging of what it is that we're trying to heal, rather than slap a band-aid on it and then we just basically coat and numb the pain, which is what a lot of these pharmaceuticals are doing. It's just really coating and numbing the pain and
You're
giving
never really
relief
healed.
to it.
You're never really healed.
Yeah, that's why it says
through that.
pain relief, because it's literally just a relief to the pain. It's not even actual healing. So
Yeah,
you're not actually addressing it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, when you're incorporating these systems, and they're just your normal everyday life, eventually, it's the real path. You know, it's the real path. Or else you can just keep going back to the doctor every single time that you feel bad. Or you can take stuff into your own hands. You know, I don't trust these doctors. You know, there's so many paid, peer-reviewed this and that. It's just a bunch of horse. And yeah, I'll just leave it there for that. I'm not trying to like bash them too hard. I don't respect the. I mean, here's I'll say one thing. It's nice. You know, there's critical situations where you may need some sort of surgery, whatever the heck. You know, critical situations only. Otherwise, preventative medicine is preventative actions, procedures are going to facilitate basically where you want to be, you know, versus having to be at the whim of a doctor, what he says, you know, like you got to really empower yourself or you're just a slave. So I'll leave it. I'll stop with that. Nobody wants to be a slave, right? You want to have free will. You want to be
Yeah.
empowered. So,
And, a lot of times too, we may find cases where some of us may face something that could be like possibly deadly, or we could have an injury. And, and there's so many experiences too where this happened with people, but they go to the doctor, and then the doctor, number one, says either they have no answer for them or they can't help them, or number two, that basically they have to give up and that there's no way that they can manifest their healing and that they only have a certain amount of time to live. So people have gone through that, but then
which they're casting spells and mental blocks on you, by the way. They're casting a spell and they're casting a mental block. Go ahead.
And then they end up actually taking action into their own hands, changing their diet to plant-based or going alkaline, doing exercise, practicing yoga, meditating, using different things to help, regenerate and bring balance to their being.
Yep.
And next thing you know, they're actually completely destroying all the odds that the doctor said, and they end up becoming an even better version of their self, when apparently there was nothing that could have helped them and they were supposed to die. So there's many people out there with cases like this all around the world where they're told these things, these limited beliefs, and instead of taking on those limited beliefs due to the power of free will and the power of the mind, we're able to quantify and materialize the reality that we really want to embody and experience. And it just takes reprogramming, rewiring, and repetition are the main ingredients, I feel like. And we got to be careful with whose beliefs we're taking on, such as these doctors, or I'm not going to say doctors as a whole, because there are doctors out there that are helpful, but we have to be careful with those that are not able to see beyond the limits, that are not open when it comes to the possibilities of miracles and the divine. And that's a big thing, at least for me, is are the people that I am listening to, taking beliefs on from, are they at least open to the speculation of divinity? And that's huge for me.
Totally. Yeah, you have to leave a little space for surprise if you want to be surprised. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah,
exactly, man.
The doctors with their incentives, I don't think they have as pure as incentives as we were led to believe. And I feel like everyone knows this by now.
Yeah.
At least
it's interesting because now, because like you'll find cases where some people will go into the doctor and they'll start talking about like home remedies or things that they've been doing at home, and the doctor would have no clue about it, and then the doctor would be like, oh wow, and then like you start educating the doctor, and it's like, okay,
yeah.
This is telling me something here about the education system that is being indoctrinated.
Oh yeah. Yeah, doctors don't study like nutrition and health basics like that, it's they're trained what they're trained, similar to the police and whatnot. So I don't really want to talk about doctors much anymore, honestly.
Yeah.
As long as all the bases are covered and we're good, then we can move on.
And shout out to the doctors out there that like to open themselves up to holistic approaches. Appreciate all of you.
Yep. Thank you guys. So, anything left to touch on? All I had left for me was just reintroducing the Violet Ray Wand slide. I wanted to just try to read to you guys just as a sign
please.
off. All right, and I'll just share it here really quick too. Sharing it up. Might share some more stuff too. Let's see what we got here. Start off with that for sure. And then we got the what's the color? There we go. Okay, cool. All right. Got the husky meditating peacefully under the pyramid. Real good stuff. Okay, so reintroduce the Violet Ray Wand. So it's Nikola's lost master Violet Ray technology. The Violet Ray Wand is an electrotherapy device that charges your body's electromagnetic field by emitting a current of charged ions that flow through the nerves. This energy massage is stimulated at the cellular level by a high-frequency current. It vibrates cells and flushes out toxins. It encourages the natural ability to regenerate new tissue, new cells. The Violet Ray treatment generates marked improvements in inflammation. As I was saying earlier, it causes, the nitrogen to move out, your bones crack, feels good, and injury as it promotes circulation and oxygenates the blood with O3 and eventually O2. The extra flow of fresh blood in the dense areas heals and reinvigorates damaged tissues, kind of like how when you do a salt soak on something does. While energizing the body with a healthy glow. The Violet Ray was recommended in over 900 Edgar Cayce readings. My Violet Ray Wand treatments are accompanied by Ultimate Ormes, essentially. And so that's the gist of the Orgone, the Violet Ray Wand, the bubble tech, the military tech, etc. It's been a great journey, brother, and I trust that everyone who's watched this has learned something, or at least they're questioning in general. It's always good to be inquisitive and find out for yourself, experience for yourself, so that you have a great foundation to stand on.
That's a really big key right there too, is experience. You really don't know until you try any of these devices and what they could do for your life. And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why we're here, in this planet and in these human bodies, is to experience. So give yourself an opportunity to try out maybe one of these devices, whether it's a pyramid or it's a pendant for protecting your energy when you go out into public because you're an empath, or you absorb EMF really easy, or you're in a heavy, dense energy field.
Or you simply need more creation flow. Yeah, the Ormes.
Yeah.
More creation flow, healing, tap into source energy. It's all similar stuff, man. So extra special thanks to Nikola Tesla. Thank you, Mike Emery. Thank you, Marcus Crystal Light. I was going to say, and then, thank you so much. And thanks everybody out there who has supported and is eager to learn now to experience these types of energies, these products, and all of this great thing that we have to offer. So
that's right. And thank you, brother man, for being here and sharing this wonderful passion of yours, as well as this knowledge to help us be able to remember our best self and be able to heal in our own hands. It's really empowering. It's a really beautiful thing for you to dedicate yourself to. And thank you for doing so.
My pleasure. God bless y'all. And broadcast euphoria worldwide. Okay?
That's right. And where can everybody find you at?
Oh, yeah, you can check me out all lowercase GoldenSun Orgon, ORGON. .etsy.com. You can just search me on Etsy or Instagram. You'll find it. And don't forget, I am having a 50% off sale right now. These are great savings. Comes with a free shipping deal and a gift. So, it's there for you now. And this is the real Orgonite, made by a guy who studied physics and experiments and is seeing this stuff happen. So you're all checked out to go, bud. You're all checked out. And if you guys have any questions ever, you just DM me. That's all you do. Try to be nice, so.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, there's the shop. Yeah, just click on the big pyramid or the shop. Show them the shop. Yeah, click on any of the GoldenSun Orgon stuff.
Now, what is this right here?
I don't know. What are you talking about? Bro?
It's a little behind.
Okay. Oh, it looks like you're on a search
There we
page,
go.
and there's 2 of my orgone products. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's the giant Nubian pyramid. It's like over 80 pounds of orgone in charge accumulation. The angles are connected. There's heart chakra and root chakra enhancing minerals. Actually, it's a full spectrum, but those are the majority. But yeah, this is gonna cover like a massive field. Yeah, it's mightily powerful. And it's in the US, so it's going to be 2-day shipping on that one. Yeah, the shipping's already taken care of for you, by the way. So, yeah, if you're interested in the big boy pyramid and want to get wild with it, that's your guy right there. Great deal on the market comparatively. But yeah, we offer the orgone gizes, the 8 sides. Pendants, stickers, Tauruses, Ultimate Ormes, and that's what we have for now. And the Violet Ray ones are in my link tree, which you'll find in my link in my bio on my Instagram. You can also just search up, gosh, what is it? Hair, letter 4, loss.org, and you'll find them there. Because it regrows hair as well, by the way. If you have dead mineral expunging, you can Violet Ray wand your hair with some egg or some plasma, and it will accentuate the healing process.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir. So yeah, anything else, brother? Anything else before we head out?
Show you this link in your bio, so everybody can see that.
Sweet. Yeah, it's the Linktree one
And then
for
you hit
everything.
This Linktree link as well.
Yeah, the Linktree is going to take you to the Violet Ray wand, the zappers, the Orgone handbook PDF. There's also some common law stuff on there for y'all who are into that. So yeah, you got the Orgone Accumulator Handbook by James DeMayo, who was there at the time of the Orgone Wilhelm Reich experiments. Yeah, and that's what we got.
All right, bro. Thank you so much for your time and your efforts and your energy, sharing
My
all this
pleasure.
information for us today and being who you are, man. I really appreciate you and the connection that we have, and I'm really grateful to be here. So thanks for all
Likewise,
your
brother.
time. And
Yes,
have
sir.
a blessed and beautiful day.
All right, brother. Much love to you and yours, everybody out there. I'm GoldenSun, GoldenSun Oregon, and I'm on a mission. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Wholeness and balanced love, everybody.